Good afternoon. I can't seem to sustain the attack. So if you look on the bottom right, you'll see there's less than 2 minutes to this video. Because since I have it, I'm going to give it out. Here's the number 5, okay? But the number 5 is created, okay, with the lamed. It's a Hebrew letter that looks like this, okay, the lamed. When I create the lamed, each point, okay, will be a specific point on your telephone keypad on the old or the calculators, okay? When I add up each point in the lamed, I get 50, and that means the heart. And the lamed also means the heart. Now, if I add up, if I extend the arms here and here, finishing off the number 5, my total is 61, the one spirit of 6. And I would have touched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners, and 1 center, the one spirit of 6. Over here, what do you see? A fly-by-night zoom and a fly-by-night zoom. Take a good look. It's 007, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, here's a 9, here's a 6. 6 and 9, the 8 in between. But if you take a better look, that's a 7. And if you take a look at the other one, it's a 7. But when you put it in between each other, the 6 and 9, it's 007. Also, the 7s come together with the O and write noon, which means both worlds meet at noon. This world and that world meet at noon. That's my hypothesis. And I'm quite sure I'm right because the numbers don't lie. And did I misread the numbers in this instance? No. Can I explain it further than that? Maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it. The biggest number or letter that creates that, the letter R creates the 6 and the 9. It also creates, if you can take a good look, okay, the Playboy Bunny. God is the V for life, okay? Why is he the V for life? 1 here, 3 over here, he's over here in the middle. He holds the key to life. Anyways, that and this is done. Another thing. I have ripped up so many pages and thrown out so many pages. A reflection, if you're confused with certain numbers, okay, 4 and 9 is the same thing on the dice as 1 and 6. On a dice, 1 and 6 are opposites. Well, if you were presented with these numbers, 4 and 9, they would be the opposite of this. At the same time, 49 inside a word, it means 8. And that means to connect one level, spirit, to the second level, 6. It does here, the 9 birth. It automatically illuminates the 4 angle. Total is 13. When do you not want to be 13? Here in this case, you really don't want to be the lower part of 13 because then you'd be the angle of somebody else's mind. So whatever that is, then we have the Tea Party with AAA. A is the first card in the deck. It is also used as the 11th number in blackjack, but is the 15th card in position because it would be the highest position in that game. The A is also used in poker as the 14th ace and the first ace. But in Casino War, believe it or not, I have to write this down. Casino War, the ace, the 2, begins first. Now let me write this down. Now in Casino War, the 2 begins first because everybody regards the ace as the highest card. So that would mean if you would start adding up from the beginning, the 2 would actually be the first one, in which the 13th card, right, would be the ace. The 13th value card would be the ace. So in that game, you would return it that the ace is the 1-3, and that would be Casino War, and that would be the world we're in, known as Casino War, a game of bluff, game of 21. Okay, so we finished the elevators. So we go all together as the AAA in its basic value of 1, 11, and 14. It equals to 26. If you add on the 13 and 15, which is 28, the total would become 54. And so all the values of the aces together in all these primary games would total 54, and that's the number of love. Now, that can be disputed because there are probably other games. No, I just think it's going to enhance the answer and give a better answer. Then you have to go ABC, 1, 2, 3. So this is how ABC, 1, 2, 3 came in for the Jackson 5. The reason why the Jackson 5? Because they stopped at the center, because the opposite world is the same thing as the world you see. It's just a different angle of view. So we have A is 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. The total of this equation of using Trinity for a value of the A or 1, it creates the 8, which means it's the 8 surrounding 1, creating the whole circumference of 360 degrees. When you go to 2, it's 2 times 2, 2 plus 2, 2 times 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 plus 2. The total is 24. And the first total was 8, and 3 8s go into 24. The reason for this is because when you put 1, 4, 7 on your phone together as one position, and you put 3, 6, 9 as one position, the position that is the center to both those positions is 2, 5, and 8. So it'll be 1, 2, 3 different positions. 8 would have to be multiplied by 3 and equals 24. Now 24 equals 2 plus 4, 6. So now we have 8 to heaven and 6 man inside of beta. Now we have C. 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, the birth. 3 plus 3 is the 6 man reverse of the birth. 3 times 3 times 3 is the beta heaven. And 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9, the birth. And the beta heaven is 2 plus 7 equals 9. We're born in this heaven instead of 3 plus 6 equals 9 or 4 plus 5 equals 9. Because one of them are going to equal 9, you know. So anyways, the total of that count is 54. And that's the answer to love. Again. So ABC is answered, and the ace is answered to love all the way through. Now the numbers count, okay, as A, B, and C to 23. The 23. 8 for the ace, 6 for the deuce. So this would stay at 8. This one would be reduced if it was divided by 1/3, and that's creation. And this again by 1/3. 3 by 3 is 9. 3 by 2 is 6. Okay, command and create. Total is 23. Then we go to the delta corner, 10-4, the number of war when you're counting the cards. If you count the aces 1 and you build it up all the way to the, excuse me, if you don't count the aces 1 and you start at the 2 and keep the value of every other card, the ace is 14, evaluating to 10-4. And don't forget what 10-4 is all about. Okay, this is how it works. If you have 4 with 2 dice, okay, and you have whatever, 1 and 3, to make a 7-7 of those 4, of the 4, okay, of the whole number 4, with 1 and 3 is the 1 and 6 make a 7, and 3 and 4 make a 7. 1 and 6 make a 7, so you take the 6, and 1 and 4 make a 7. 6 and 4 equals 10, and therefore it's the reflection, and that's why the payout is the same thing in the crap game. Anyways, then I went on to where I went 11 times 11 times 11. Everybody wants to know, first of all, when you go 11, 11, 11, okay, it's got to be 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, because you're using this world, this world, this world, and then a combination of the 2 as a middle one. Because from the 3 worlds, you're trying to make 1. The center world is just a connection between the 2 worlds that connect 1. Center world beta makes the connections, C, of creation, C, of command and create of the second side of the world. So there's so many ways to look at this. Here, I'm going to show you one of the reasons for the letter I. 1, 2, 3. You see, you only could play with 6. Okay, you only got 1 cube. Man has 1 cube, so 6, 6, and then 9. Part of this one, and then man is 6. All man gets is this one and this one. He starts off with 1, 2, 3, 4 angle, The Spirit of God is already there. All he adds is the angle, connection to the angel, and this. And now he's got a world that exists. 2 and 5, 52, the Mayans, why the Mayans talk about it. And what's it all about? It's all about I, which is all about 9, which is all about 6. So that's why the Mayan calendar goes 25, 6, 25, because if they were going 25, 4, 25, they wouldn't be talking about the time of the end of the calendar. It would be something else. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a little bit insane. So anyways, now what I did is I went ahead and I went AC-DC. AC is 62. 6 and 2 is the heaven. Beta 6, the face of man. And 156 is creation. Together, 6 and 2 is 8, and 3 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. AC-DC equals 2, and it's AC and DC. The only one that's missing is B, and that, the answer is 2. Okay, let's see if I have anything else. No, but I got a lot of ripped out paper. A lot of ripped out paper. I started doing this mess over here. Okay. To he, love for E. Here's an M. I'm trying to create a world where, because the first world, when God created his first 10, okay, what he did with that first 10 is he crossed his arms. He says, okay, I have the first 10. So he inserts himself as the original 10 right here. Although the one God position is over here, God plays all his 10 from the center over here. He plays all his donuts from the center here. Then he restates out a beta world with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And God himself has his own 10 world under here. But he plays all his 10 from in here. Excuse me, he can't play his 10 from in here. He only plays 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 from in here. And the rest he plays from the outside, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And it's from within, in between the 1, 3, 7, and 9, that he can create this incredible world that we live in, that's so complicated to figure out, because out of all the books in the world and all the Bibles in the world, there's not one book that says how to recreate the vines of creation. But do not forget, we have found a lot of stuff together. We have found a lot of stuff together, a lot of stuff. There's so many things. Here, when you turn around the corner, 360 degrees 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 6, 9, 9. The reason for that is because this corner and this corner will have the same average, but the center will not. And you continue on to calculate. This corner is 21, this corner is 9, this corner is 3, this corner is 27, the average is 9 in the center, this one is 3, opposite of 7, the difference is 4, 4, 2 to here, and 2 to here, 4 meeting at the center, 2 and 2 meet. Anyways, I'm bibbling and babbling about all kinds of stuff. Oh, there's for sure there's a God. There's no way anybody created, I don't know, what about this? I can't get anything perfect. I'm not sure what, I keep jumping from one end to the other end, and I'm not staying on anything long enough. Anyways, this is long enough that I've been here right now. 4, 5, and 1, 10. 6, 5, and 4, 15. That's the most it'll go. The highest it goes is 15. The pool ball, the highest it goes is 15. So is it the same kind of world? This dice is the pool ball of what they're trying to tell us, although I only have 6 here and you have much more and many more pool balls. You should be taking away the 9 and taking away the 1. You got to take away the 1, 2, and the 9 and the 10. And then start from there. You have to make it fair. There's no moons, don't forget, right? On Mercury, there's no moon on Venus. Take away those 2, and then take away the 9 and the 10. We don't need it anymore. I don't think we're on Earth either. So what's the difference? There is that empty space, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Does man occupy the empty space, the dark space on roulette? The spirit is the winding worlds of God. It's impossible that we can be on earth. It just doesn't make any sense. Maybe one day when I get my mind back and I can explain the reasoning for why I think we're not on earth. I'm telling you, I keep connecting to 8 and 5. 85 is the silver matrix. And why not live where the matrix lives, but in another place other than Neptune? So we get Neptune. We get 85, we get 25, and that would be Venus and Jupiter, and I can't see that. But I also have Jupiter, okay, and like I said, Neptune, JN, June, Venus, Jupiter, Neptune, Virgin Mary. Anyways, we're going to leave it go as it is. I'm going to try to catch up and make up something, come up with something. I'm still putting things together about something, but I just, for some reason, as you can see right now in front of you, I'm just talking over myself and not putting really much together. I'm sorry about that. I still believe in God. God is still there, because if God wasn't here, I don't think I'd make it through this period in time right now where I need the most energy. When I'm not advancing, I feel like I'm falling backwards. I shouldn't feel that way. I should always try to grind a little bit slower. You know what I'm saying? Grind a little bit slower, because if you go too fast, the energy is going to go up and your success is going to be little. But if you go very slowly, there's a chance you have success. And as long as you don't get too high, the fall won't be so bad. And that's what's so good about being born in the month of October. The balance. I am the balance. I am born on the 14th day of the Libra. 14th day of the Libra. It's a very, very funny thing that I'm born 14th day of Libra. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I hold it high and I hold it all to you. But before I let you go, this is my last book that I did. And you know what's funny about this is once this last book got completed, it says April 2010 on the front, but in the back it says, hold on a second, in the back it says March 1st, and then I have another page that says, anyways, less than 6 months after I completed this last documentary of 5 years of what I was doing, that's when all these dreams started to come in and all these numbers. I mean, there's so much stuff. It's just crazy. It's just, well, I don't even know. I can't even. Page 46. Page 56. Who is the Antichrist, the red Joker or the black Joker? Okay. Well, just look at it this way. 2 and 11 is 13 is 4 for black. And 4 and 18 is 22 and 4 for red. Did you know that? Red and black have the same 44 initials. They take up the exact same space. Isn't that crazy? Red and black. Good and evil almost take up the same amount of space. It depends on how your usage is upon. For now, we will let it go. 19 terrible, disgusting minutes. I would just like to tell you, just don't watch this terrible cassette. Lord, what do I do? I'm telling the people terrible things about myself. What happens to someone when they start talking evil about themselves? But I still love me. But I feel very slow and I'm not really getting anywhere. And you know what I just noticed? My 2 light bulbs. If you go around the light bulbs, it looks like an S or a 5, but it's rounded because it's in a round frame. Could be a square frame. Anyways, what else can I do? Let me see. I got to be able to find something here. Here. This is the Magen David. 3 V's, 3 X's, 3 V's. I put a cap on top of everything. This folded in half, and all you're left with is a V, and a V. 5, 5, 5. And this is the representation of the 555 of, how can I explain this? Oh, please don't go away. Here. VVV is 15. XXX is 30. VVV is 15. 15 and 15, 30, total of 60. That's the Magen David, what it gives you. And that says the angel's home. Angel's home. And this is what it looks like sideways. Another angel's home. 60 and 60. But man only lives in a four-cornered world. He doesn't get all the other worlds. He only gets his four corners. So you have 60 and 60, and then you have 40. You have 160 total. You have 160 total over here. One spirit of 6 man. This, okay, when you see a 0, okay, it's because it could be any numbers. It's talking about the 1 and 6 spirit of man of any of the numbers. That's why in tennis it says love. Okay, it's the same number in love, but it can mean any of the numbers. Okay, it all works with it. Oh my God. Oh Lord, please come and help me. This was so terrible. I'm getting worse and worse. What's going to happen to me, Lord? Am I going to lose my audience? Are they going to stop watching? Oh, they haven't started yet. Yeah, I know that, but maybe they're going to watch this cassette only. You know, my luck, I'll get 600 cassettes on this one, and then everybody's going to just stop. Well, as long as I'm looking for the freedom and the liberty, and you're out there and you're not exactly with me, then we're still together. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you.